here are the top 5 must-haves if you aspire to be a subject matter expert speaking professionally on cultural heritage and material culture. Okay, hi guys, and welcome to another video on the Keris Collector YouTube channel. It's me again, Keris Johari, better known as Pak Jofe, the Keris Collector, your awesome content creator from Singapore. May you be in good health and positive spirit always. Just a few days back, I conducted my first in-person and on-site lecture presentation for 2023. Once again, I received an invitation from Raffles Institution to speak to their Year 1 to Year 4 students whose mother tongue language subject undertaken was Malay. My relationship with Raffles Institution began all the way back in 2018 when I received my first invitation to speak about the subject of the kris there. 2019, I was invited there again. Then 2020, as we are all aware, COVID-19 spread like wildfire globally and infection preventive measures were put into place. 2023, we are back in the game and kicked off with our first in-person on-site lecture at Raffles Institution. Now, I have been conducting sessions in schools, institutions and statutory boards like NHB, NLB and such for many years. And with each opportunity to present, it's always an opportunity to discover new ways to make my sessions better. Always keep improving. That is the path towards growth. For me personally, the benchmark indicator to signal that I have done an acceptable job with my delivery, other than results from session feedbacks by attendees, most important is the consistency of the number of times I have been invited back again by the organizers. That suggests to me that my presentations are something that they welcome and look forward to. Now, before I elaborate further, I would like to express my utmost thanks and gratitude for the invitation to speak and unrestricted use of footage or photographs taken within the premises and amongst the students of Raffles Institution. At some other invitations, the organizers were very strict and restrict any public mention of their institution through non-disclosure agreements, citing privacy concerns, to which I understand and will fully cooperate. Now, what I am trying to say here, publicly I may not mention each and every invite I have been requested to, but in private, I have lost count of the number of times I have been invited to speak at academic and cultural events. So, if ever there are any doubts to my credentials of speaking on this subject, feel free to speak to me in person. Anyway, the purpose of today's video is not to highlight my ability to speak publicly on the subject matter, but more on offering a basic guide on the best practices of what to prepare if you aspire to speak on subjects related to cultural heritage and material culture. Fair warning, the prerequisite is, before you speak on the subject that you will be presenting, make sure you are the subject matter expert, else your presentation will appear to be amateurish and mediocre at best. Now, here are the top 5 must-haves if you aspire to be a subject matter expert speaking professionally on cultural heritage and material culture. Number 1, always have a proposal. Most times when organizers invite you to speak, they have a general idea of what they would like you to speak on, but the details are often vague. This is where you come in and provide clarity on the length and topics that you will be presenting. This proposal will assist you to plan and structure your presentation. Most importantly, it will assist you on any research required. Number 2, research, research, research. For me, I have this rule about lectures. For every 1 hour of lecture presented, behind the scenes, de facto, you will require 100 hours of research. If it is your first time presenting your material, definitely for every hour of presenting, each hour will require 100 hours of research. Unless you have been doing presentations consistently and have a broad spectrum of materials ready on hand, then it becomes a matter of mixing and matching topics relatable to the requested theme. Number 3, visuals. Obviously, as the adage old saying goes, a picture paints 1,000 words. Always prepare a slide presentation and complement it with actual exhibits with proper display protocols. Treat your display how you would expect a museum to display it. Number 4. Handouts. It would be ideal to supplement your lecture with handouts. It can also double as a marketing collateral. So get creative and be imaginative on how you apply complimentary handouts. Last but not least, number 5. Feedback forms. Anything that gets measured ultimately will be improved. A feedback form will provide an indicator as to how you have performed as a presenter towards the end of the session. That's my 5 essential must-haves if you plan to speak on subjects related to cultural heritage and material culture and carry yourself forward and present as a professional speaker. Just to share, here are the results from the feedback provided by students from Raffles Institution who attended my lecture session recently. For authenticity and to ensure that future speakers come up with their own original feedback questions, I have decided to omit my questions and just share the statistics. As you can see, very positive outlook. And here are the top 3 most meaningful testimonials as provided by students from Raffles Institution. In total, out of about 80 student attendees, 73 feedback entries were submitted successfully. This somewhat provides my standing on how well I have delivered my session and look at the areas to improve on in future. So, if you are interested to have my team pay your school a visit and conduct in-person sharing sessions, please feel free to contact us. Our contact details are in the show notes description. We are open to discussions on what you require from us to present, for a reasonable fee, of course. Coming up in my next video, I will be sharing my experience winning a bid from Cherny's international auction last December. The paperwork for shipment out of Italy has finally been approved, and I should be receiving my winning piece in the next few days. Keep a lookout for that video. I'll see you there.